Afternoon for Rugby League here at Erina Oval for this Tooheys Cup Central Coast Rugby League first grade fixture between the home side, the Erina Eagles, who you'll see entering your screen from the right in a moment, and the ladder leading Wyong Roos. It's finals football come a week early for both these sides as Erina look to sharpen up in their last hit out and maintain third spot and a second bite at the cherry in finals football, while Wyong know a win here will deliver them the minor premiership and a week off. A loss, meanwhile, will likely mean they match up against Erina again next week, and their rivals, the Entrants, will claim the minor premiership. I'm your commentator for the afternoon, Chris McPherson, and we'll start off the afternoon with the team list for both sides, starting with the home side, the Erina Eagles, who are in the blue, white and red. In the 1 is Lewis Sheens, 19 is Luke Drummond, the other wing is 5, Dane Marsden, the centres 3, Brendan Shoveler and 4, Danny Lawrence. The halves 6 is Connor O'Byrne, the 7 is Jake Fitzpatrick, the front rowers 20, Kenny Tawata, 10 is Ben Stephen, the hooker is Steve Pont, their back row is 11, Trent Pye and 12, Jono Wright, the lock is Oliver Clements. Their bench will be in 14, Toby Elliott, 15, Tyler O'Brien, 16, Dane Lear and 17, Ryan Owens. Meanwhile, for the visitors, the Wyong Roos, who we see enter from the left of screen. At fullback is Josh Mantellato. On the wings in 2, Kai Martin and 5, Chris Centrone. The centres are Luke Dolbell and Zane Rickett. The halves 6, Jack Burriston and 7, Terence Siu. The front rowers will be 8, Jake Lewis and 10, Jake O'Mealy. At hooker is Mitch Williams. The back row is 11, Tane Marn, 12, Wyatt Shaw and 13, Brock Molan. Their bench will be 16, Jared Kessler, 17, Dylan Clark, 18, Nathan Clark and 20, Jack Lote. It's a perfect day for football here at Erina Oval. A slight breeze blowing from the right to left of your screen. As we see the referee, Rob Bowen, issues instructions to the two sides. And it looks like it'll be Erina kicking off from left to right in today's fixture. As I touched on in that introduction, it is a crucial game for both teams. A loss here will likely see Erina slip to 4th. A win see them maintain 3rd. The visitors, a win, the minor premiership. A loss likely 2nd and taking on their opponents from today, the Erina Eagles, next week. So plenty to play for both sides here and plenty of talent on display at Erina Oval as we see them get set for the kickoff. And it will be Connor O'Byrne to bring us underway. Referee Bowen blows time on. Byrne kicks it swirling up into the breeze. It's taken well by Williams. He gives it off to his right. Wyong looking to keep it simple, just taking one off the ruck here in the first set to get out of trouble. We go to the short side. There's Siu. Drops his back rower underneath. And continue to cart it up through the middle, almost up to the 40 now. And an early penalty for Wyong there, a little too slow in the ruck, the Eagles. And that'll see Wyong push into attacking territory. And Mantellato, he stands out. He's a good head above most of the other players on the field here. Man with plenty of experience. He's played NRL at Knights as well as playing English Super League for Hull KR. Before returning back here to Wyong, his junior club. You see Dolbell takes the tap, gives it off to Marn. He carts it up to the 30-metre line in some attacking territory for the Roos. Siu set at first receiver. Gives it off. Williams to Siu, short ball to Marn. Inside the 20 now. Couple of tackles to come in this set, Williams. Goes to Molan. He gives it on. Set to the left here. Come off Burriston. He tries to step back inside. Almost collects a swinging arm from Tawata, former Wyong player himself. Options both ways. They go to the right. Dummies Williams. Finds Siu. He throws it out the back. Not the bounce they were looking for there. And that'll be a changeover on the final tackle. Martin caught with the ball. Clements with the ball. They come to the right. Is that Byrne? It's John O'Wright. He gives off the offload. O'Byrne gets his arm free. Danny Lawrence driven to the sideline. The defenders can't quite get him there. He's pulled down a metre short. Williams at first marker. He chases across. O'Byrne. He gives it off. That's Ben Stephen. Plenty of good metres there. O'Byrne and Fitzpatrick, good pickups from the Tukley Hawks in the off-season for Erina. They've been a solid halves pairing. So they come back to the right through Lawrence. Can't beat his opposite number. John O'Wright into dummy half. O'Byrne with a towering kick. Gets a little bit of attention from Williams, gives back some. Taken well there, but it's still the fifth. Gets an offload free, but unfortunately it's dived on by Wyong. So Martin with the ball now. Go to the right. Strong run through Centrone. So you see who scoots out. He gives it off, and that's White Shaw. Slower play the ball than Terrence would have liked at dummy half. Finally see Williams return to his role there. Goes to the right with a short ball. Mullen looking for a support play but can't get his arm free. Williams with options both ways. Comes this way to Burriston. Centrone will be the chaser, puts the pressure on, and it's spilt. Dane Marsden puts that one down. Comedy of errors there at the end. It's gone dead. It looks like we're going to come back out for a scrum to Wyong from the first drop ball by Marsden. Great pressure there by Chris Centrone on the kick receiver. Good opportunity here at Erina Oval today to taking on plenty of ex-NRL talent on both sides, as well as New South Wales Cup players. Plenty of experience out there for both teams. Likes of CUCU and Manilado for the Roos, and obviously John O'Wright in the back row for the Eagles. Another scrum 10 out here. Jack Burriston to feed the scrum. Comes out. Williams finds CUCU. Couple of drift lines. Dummies twice. Keeps drifting across field. Runs out of options, but he shrugged off a couple there. Ends up taking the ground. 14 out. 8 in from touch on the far side. They go to O'Mealy. Williams comes across. Finds Burriston. Short balls. Very flat. No. Touch judge is given the call. Referee Rob Bowen, he said it's a forward pass. And Erina survive the first onslaught of Wyong in their red zone. They possess a lot of attacking threats across the park, Wyong, so a good start there for Erina Eagles. Their coach Dane Allen will be happy with that first up defensive effort. Now they have the opportunity to bring it out from their own end. First hit up there taken by Marsden. Here's the man that spilt that bomb before. So they go to the left. It's like Trent Pye being tackled there. Look the other short side, but they come back through Kenny Tawata. Good strong run from him, but he finds his back. A slow play the ball. Steve Pont there looked to go to the right, but decided to go himself. Finds two strong defenders. Now they come to the right with Stephen. Can't quite get his arm free. Had Clements in support. Messy play the ball. They go to the left. That's Fitzpatrick with the kick. Mantelado takes one around his bootlaces and hands it off. Kai Martin goes forward into the defensive line. Bring it across to centre field. Chris Centrone taken down there. Very slow ruck there. Wyong looking a little flat-footed early. The Eagles getting plenty of numbers in defence. Managing to slow the ruck down, making it difficult for Wyong to make many metres. White Shaw judged to have lost that one there. Well, our first up attempt at a one-on-one strip, and he hung on to it, but then popped it out after they'd loosened it for him. Referee Rob Bowen right on the spot. And Erina now with an opportunity to attack from about 36 out. Wyong, can they weather this early Eagles storm? Again, it'll be Connor O'Byrne to feed the scrum. Steve Pont coming into lock. In his days of anyone going anywhere in the scrums. Pont gives it to Fitzpatrick. He's got options with him. Goes to Pye. He's easily felled. I'll see it. They come back through Clements. Gets the offload away to Tawada. Gives it off. O'Byrne. He's got support with him but can't get the arm free. Pont again goes into dummy half. A very slow play the ball there. There's John O'Wright. Skips back off his left foot to the outside. Can't beat the defenders. Stephen gives it off to O'Byrne. Pye brought down by the bootlaces. Always opposite number Tane Man. They come back to the middle. They cut out Tawata. Clements. There's no match for the defence. Kicking options both sides. They go back to drop Tawada back underneath the ruck. And that'll be a changeover. A couple out from the line. And Wyong managed to defend out the first attacking opportunity and raid from the Erina Eagles. Time out here. And player down. Looks like Connor O'Byrne getting a little bit of attention from the trainer. Even with a bit of breeze about today, it is deceptively warm out there, quite dry conditions, so we'll see plenty of attention from the water runners at any opportunity they get. Both sides looking like they're just struggling to quite hit their rhythm at 100% in the early exchanges of this match. Had almost 6 minutes gone now. Burns back to his feet. And we'll have a play the ball for Wyong just out from their own line. They cart it forward. They go to the short side again. So it might be O'Mealy with that one. Wind up, Molan. Rolled onto his back. They continue to attack that right edge of their attack, the left edge of the Eagles' defence. So they're trying to work over Tawasa quite a bit, the bigger body. Early kick there from Williams. Can't find the turf though. It'll be Dane Marsden to return it after a clean take from Sheens. And he's coughed it up. That's the second mistake from Marsden today. It's not the start of the game he'd be looking for. 2 errors in the opening exchanges. And again, he gifts Wyong some great attacking territory. Another scrum, 31 out. Just to the left of centre field here. Another great opportunity to try and post the opening points of this fixture. As we talked about in the introduction, this game crucial to both sides. With a result for either side, meaning they lock in first in Wyong's case or third in the case of Erina. So either a week off or a second bite at the cherry. A little bit of irony if Erina are to win. These two teams will likely come face to face again next week. Referee blows time back on. Not sure what that stoppage was for. Or just a bit of a water break for the halves. CUC across. Looks like Zane Rickett with the ball. No, sorry, it was Dolbell. On the attack here now, the Roos. Burriston, short ball. White Shaw attracts attention of a few defenders. End up being brought down by Wright and O'Byrne. The options are short side if they want it, but they go back to the middle through Molan. He skips sideways, gets the offload, finds Burriston. He's dancing about. Well, they're really struggling to find their rhythm and structure here, the Roos. A very slow ruck. Burriston not really fighting to get up there with Stephen on top of him. Siu goes himself. Can't quite reach out. He's still a couple of metres short. They go to the short side again. Williams, he kicks. It's a little bit too big for Kai Martin, though. And that'll be a changeover. 10 out from the try line, 10 in from touch. For the Eagles, just over 10 minutes gone here. No score either side. Great tackle around the bootlaces there by Mitch Williams. Erina starting to show a little bit more intent and enthusiasm in their attack here, coming out of their red zone. Drop another player under there, Pont. That's Shoveler. Scoot there from Pont, and he's away. He crosses the 40, crosses the 50. Only Manilado to beat. He's got support. Lewis Sheens can't quite outpace the chase, and he's brought down just short of the line at 10 out. O'Byrne to Fitzpatrick. Strong tackle there by Dole Bell on Shoveler. Now they bring it back. Fitzpatrick with the kick. It's low and flat. Taken in the air by Centrone. Looked like he might have been tackled in the air. He's in a little bit of trouble here. Be interesting to see referee Bowen's take on that.
All good to go.
He's happy with the contest. So if he's Centrone to play it, only a couple of metres out from his own line. It was a great take, that said. We've also got Danny Lawrence down here from the contest. A lot of time out early in this fixture. Just a reminder, that clock on your screen will only be a guide, especially with the significant amount of time out we've had. Centrone plays it. First hit up, almost out to the 10 for the Roos. The forwards start to line up here. Strong defence from the Eagles. John O'Wright and Ben Stephen. Right side of their forward pack making a statement early. As we see Luke Dolbell take it forward. He is the leading try scorer in the competition so far. 21 tries. Quite some way clear of the next best try scorer. As we see CUC kick early. He rakes it back to this side, and Marsden makes no mistake this time. And he winds up and takes it back over the 40, where he's met by Wyatt, Shaw and one other. That's tackle 2. Lewis affecting that one, his second tackle of the set. Williams grabs hold of Pont, gets some support from his front rowers. The Eagles got this in some prime territory, but just can't quite make too many metres. Ben Stephen with a good quick play the ball after he finds his front. Can they roll on off the back of this? Oliver Clements. He's brought down on tackle 4. No, sorry, tackle 5. Tawada. Fitzpatrick goes to O'Byrne. Centrone rushes up in a great defensive decision. Shuts down the attacking movement. And Wyong will now play this on tackle 1. 20 out from their own line. Right at marker, chases across. Third man in and helps out. CUC helping out at dummy half. Lewis with a quick play the ball. Williams capitalises on it and takes it up across the halfway. There's not a whole lot to him, Mitch Williams, and he earns his team a penalty as well. He was helped out there by Steve Pont. As I was saying, there's not a whole lot to Mitch Williams, but he certainly throws above his weight and has done consistently so at higher levels, even New South Wales Cup and New South Wales residents representative sides over the years. See, Manilado will take this kick to pick up 20 or so metres at least, I think. Does exactly that as he finds touch about 25 out. He's tapped by Rickett. He winds up and goes himself. Brought down and a strong tackle by O'Byrne. Helped out by Lawrence. They go to the right. That's Lewis. He takes it centre field for tackle 2. Williams gives it to Molan. Goes out the back to CUCU. Short ball for Tane Mahn. Carries a couple of numbers with him. Continues to pump the legs and almost gets to the line. It's only a metre or so short. Loose play the ball. CUCU. Goes to Burriston. Cuts across. That's Zane Rickett. Numbers in the defence there. 3 tacklers in the end. Bring him down just inside the sideline. And he's coughed that one up. Referee Rob Bowen right on the spot again. A little bit of frustration there between Rickett and Connor O'Byrne. Been fairly clean so far, but seen a couple of times little flash points. As we remain 0-all, 16 gone here between the ladder leading Wyong Roos and third place Erina Eagles, the home side. Starting to see a few players from both sides starting to warm up. Might see the first of our interchanges shortly. Again, the Eagles starting this set from deep in their own half. O'Byrne again the man to feed this scrum on the 10 metre line. And give it off. Marsden, who's gone in for a run centre field. They go to the left through Fitzpatrick. He gives it off. Dumped on his back by O'Mealy there. Tawata winds up. Bumps off the first attention by Lewis, who comes back in cohorts with Molan. Ben Stephen with another strong run and again finds his front. Does very well at that and gets a good play of the ball. Goes out the back. O'Byrne puts it back inside. Mantelado, well placed, takes it on the bounce. It's taken down by Wright and Lawrence. Centrone comes in field for a run and a strong run at that. Finds his front on the 40 metre line for tackle 2. Stephen Pont probably lucky there. Hands all over the ball. It's another good run. As we see Jared Kessler on the field now. And a mistake made by the Wyong Roos. Looks like Kessler's gone on for Jake O'Mealy. Number 19, and we'll see Erina's first change here with Tyler O'Brien ready to take the field. Looks like you're coming on for Kenny Tawata. Once the scrum breaks, Tawata will come from the field. No rush when they take these, they're packing these scrums. All forwards on this warmer day taking the breather as they come out the back. There it is, Tawata's come from the field. O'Brien on. Pont. Luke Drummond in for a run. Tyler O'Brien straight on and a strong run. Picks up about 15 metres. Pont comes back to Fitzpatrick. Out the back to O'Byrne. Gives it on to John O'Wright. Beats the first with his footwork, but comes back and gets plenty of attention from 3. Pont to Clements. Gets the offload to Stephen. Gives it out to O'Brien. He's taken to ground. Does well and he'll get a quick play the ball. They continue to go the blind side. Fitzpatrick puts a kick in behind. Bit of an awkward bounce. So I might have had a knock on here in the corner there by Wyong. Let's wait and see what the decision here is from Rob Bowen. And is that knocked on by got Kai Martin out there trying to gather that bouncing ball. Couldn't quite reel it in, and Erina will have an opportunity here, it would seem, to attack from 10 metres out and possibly break this deadlock halfway through the first half. We're still tied up at 0-0, Wyong and Erina here at Erina Oval. So we go to the right. O'Byrne decides to go himself, had right with him. Pont goes to John O'Wright. He skips through. There's plenty of attention each time he runs the ball right. Pont back to the left, finds Fitzpatrick with a high ball. Drops it back underneath for Clements, who beats the first defender. Can't beat the second though. He's dragged to ground. Pont again, goes left. Again it's Fitzpatrick. Dummies to a couple. Goes himself, takes on Terence CUC but can't beat him. Right on the far left hand side. Now they bring it back. Pont goes to O'Brien. A simple game plan for him. He cuts it forward. Pont back to the short side. Ben Stephen palms off the first, swings it back to the right to Clements, to O'Byrne. He skips himself. Sheen's hit in a ball and all tackle. A big, strong tackle. And that'll be a changeover. Great defence from the Wyong there. Jake Lewis coming across in cover defence there. I don't think Lewis Sheens has seen him yet, and he won't. Nearly knocked him into next week. And Wyong now with the opportunity to cart it forward as we see White Shaw winding up in those bright blue boots. The mousetrap. Don't see it often. When well executed, it works as it does there for Centrone, and he picks up about 9 or 10 metres. Williams, he gives it off for Molan. He's had plenty of touches early. A lot as a distributor, but plenty taking it forward as well. He carts it up. Continue to go to the right hand side. CU. He drops Dolbell back underneath, and he's almost the halfway, but brought down by his ankles. They come to the left. Kick from Burriston. Marsden set under it, and he takes it cleanly. He looks a little nervy still after his first spill, and he's brought down in the end by Rickett. Walks forward into the markers there, an interesting option. Sheens goes back to that man that got him just before, Jake Lewis. Another run from Erina as they go over the 40. See Danny Lawrence infield. Some of the backs going in looking for some work now, and he carts it over halfway. Got Pont set here. He goes to the left to Fitzpatrick. He goes to O'Brien. He hits and spins, comes out of the first contact, beats the next couple, but can't beat Molan and Kessler. Pont goes to the left. With pressure on Fitzpatrick. Taken easily there by Kai Martin out on the right edge. And he brings it back. Manilado to dummy half. No, CU. Gets Centrone on the run around. He pumps the legs, continues to go forward, gets it over the 30. Both sides starting to look a little tired now. Into the second half of this first half. They're back 20 of it. Still no score. Start to see a few more changes come on. That's Nathan Clark with the ball. And he's lost it. Connor O'Byrne picks it up. As we see Jake Lewis come from the field after a strong first up stint. Speaking of first up stints, Oliver Clements has been quite strong for the Eagles. But he's driven backwards there by Kessler. He's a little slow to his feet. Pont. Cut out ball, and he finds Trent Pye there. O'Byrne goes himself. Has Lawrence underneath, but doesn't use him. Sheens into dummy half. Goes to John O'Wright again. That skipping step's his first option as soon as he goes to the line. Doesn't get him anywhere. Go to the left of Fitzpatrick. Runners get a bit confused on their lines there. Pye. He gives it off to Shoveler. They run out of space on that short side. So they might have had a one-on-one strip there. Nicely executed by Wyong. Great tactic in the modern game. Ben Stephen affecting that one there for tackle 2. Manolado puts his hand up, winds up. Good strong run there. I think the back's coming in here for Wyong as well as Centrone picks up another 12 metres. He's in a bit of trouble here, Chris Centrone. Not a good sign. Really struggled to get back to his feet. You need some attention here as you see the water runners come back on the field. I said, on your shadow starting to creep across the ground in the back end of this first half, but it is still quite warm and dry out there. Perfect conditions for football, and it's really got that finals feel about it, this one, as we're 26 minutes in and no score as of yet. Both sides defending resolutely. And it looks like Centrone's going to need to come from the field. So it'll have to be a bit of a reshuffle here for the Roos. No, he's decided to stay out there. Time back on, and the Roos head into the attacking half. That's tackle 5 just after they've crossed halfway. Big shot from Ben Stephen there. The Wyong bench not happy at all with that shot from Stephen on Burriston. And instead, a penalty ends up to Erina. Slowing down the ruck there. Looks like that one's gone against Kessler. Erina with a prime opportunity to get the ball out of their half. We've still got Chris Centrone down in back play. And referee Bowen calls timeout again. Plenty of timeout so far in this fixture. Plenty of breathers for the players here at Erina Oval. And this Tui's Cup Central Coast Rugby League fixture. Plenty on the line here. Wyong the chance to seize the minor premiership. Erina the chance to lock in a second bite at the cherry and finish third with their win, respectively, to either of them. A loss to either side would likely see them drop a position on the ladder to second and fourth, respectively. So both sides really pushing on. And speaking of pushing on, we see Chris Centrone hobble his way back up into the defensive line. Referee Bowen blows time on again, and we'll have a kick for touch here. Straight towards the camera position, and they find touch about 23 out. Ben Stephen. Wrapped up by a couple of tacklers there. Tane Mann. Mitch Williams amongst them. And again, we see Oliver Clements card at forward. He's met strongly by Kessler and Shaw. No, sorry, Kessler and Clark it was. Tane Mann, he'd be going quite well on the tackle count so far as he rolls Fitzpatrick onto his back. Pont. There's O'Brien. Bumps off the first one, but he coughs it up. The initial contact far too strong for him. And he just couldn't hang on to that one. Unfortunately, Tyler O'Brien and Wyong will now have a scrum feed. 52 out from the line. Can they be the first side to post points here as we count down? Only about 12 to go in this first half. Again, a reminder, that clock on your screen is only a guide. Don't stop it for timeout. And there has been plenty of that here so far in the first half of this Central Coast Rugby League first grade fixture at Erina Oval between the Eagles, the home side, and the Wyong Roos. As we have Terence Siu feeding the scrum. Williams goes back to the right. Luke Dolbell carts this one forward. Williams into dummy half. Nathan Clark. Plenty of defensive numbers in that one. Pont crowding it with his knees a little. Siu. He gives it to White Shaw. They try to drive him sideways, but he's intent on punting those legs and going forward, and he does so, being brought down 28 out from the line. We'll see another change for Wyong. Molan's come off. And Lotte's gone on. And there he is for his first run. He's reversing, but he's still going towards the try line. Taken down about 13 out. Almost centre field. Williams scoots forward, goes to CU. He beats the first defender, and he dives over under the post. Looks like he's got it down, and that'll open the scoring. Terrence CU under the post for the Roos. And Wyong, they lead the home side Erina 4 points to 0 with a kick to come. About 28 gone here in the first half. And it's taken a while, but it's a strong try there individually from Terrence CU to open the scoring. And you'd be very surprised to see the current leading point scorer, Josh Mantolato, miss a conversion attempt from there. He's about 100 points clear of his next rival, Josh Mantolato. The Roos have been lethal in front of goals so far this season. A strike rate of about 83%. And you'd suggest he'll improve that marginally with another conversion attempt here. It's been a great season for Mantolato. Sitting on about 224 points leading into this game. If he kicks this one, it'll be his 97th conversion of the season. If they can get a bit of a roll on here, Wyong, he could feasibly bring up his 100th today, which is a phenomenal effort. Also goes a long way to speaking of the attacking prowess of this Wyong Roos side. See a couple more changes for both sides. Mantolato makes no mistake, and the Roos lead 6 points to 0 with just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half of this Central Coast first grade fixture here at Erina Oval on Bar TV Sports. We've seen Tyler O'Brien remains out there. We've seen a couple of other changes. Dane Lear out there in the bright green and orange boots. He certainly stands out for the Eagles. So he's gone on for Ben Stephen. As O'Byrne gets us back underway. Kicks high, deep, wobbling kick down to the left-hand corner as we look at it. CSC makes no mistake, and Nathan Clark winds up and brings it back. CSC at dummy half. Gives it off, and Erina, plenty of intent in defence. 3 numbers in the tackle again. Williams, he gives it off to Lottie. Again, second run for him and a strong one. And a good play the ball. Williams goes back to the right. Kessler. He's brought down about 36 out. Williams scoots out, engages. See. Doesn't mind the hard stuff, Terrence, and he carts it forward to halfway, and that'll be tackle 5. They go to Burriston. Charge down. Great effort from Burriston to get back there and dive on that after the pressure from the kick chase. And a second effort there in defence from, I think it's Fitzpatrick. This cost them cruelly here. Not only are they giving him another set. Mitch Williams tries to take the quick tap, but referee Bowen says, I haven't given you the markers yet, so they'll come back. And Mantolato will kick for touch. Crucial error there on the back of Wyong having points. Don't pick up too many metres, Mantolato, only about 10 or 12. I'll start this attacking set Wyong once they can find a football, that is, from about 45 out. It'll be Williams to take the tap. Looks at his options on who's there ready to run it. And they come back infield through Tane Mann, who's brought down 42 out on tackle 1. They bring it back centre field, Nathan Clark. He's got a runner with her. That's Kessler. With him, sorry. That's Kessler. Doesn't need him. Instead, he'll play it on the 30. There's Kessler now. He's got Lottie with him, but he goes out the back to Burriston. He goes to Mantolato. Mantolato to Rickett. Rickett had Centrone unmarked, but they're running out of space rapidly on this short side. Mantolato at dummy half. He gives it off to White, short. Takes it to centre field. looking to find their structure a bit more here. Lottie takes 4 or 5 to stop him just short of the line. Again, that hit and spin, but he couldn't quite get free. Pont, the key man there, wrapped up around the ball. Williams to Terence Siusiu. Out to the right, Dolbell puts the kick in behind. A diving Kai Martin, can't quite reel that in. And we'll have a 20-metre restart and a potential 7-tackle set. As we see Luke Drummond come in from that left wing. Nearly runs over the top of the plover that's decided to park itself centre field. Pont now into dummy half on tackle 2. Dane Marsden comes in from his wing for a run. Blessed with some size in the outside backs for sure, the Erina Eagles. We see the fresh man, Dane Lear, in those brightly coloured boots. Followed by Oliver Clements. He's got through an absolute mountain of work so far today, Clements. Fitzpatrick decides to kick. Over the head of Martin. Mantellato dives, picks it up on his knees. Beats the first one, but can't beat the attention of Tyler O'Brien. So you see with a little scoot there. Mantellato at dummy half, gives it off. Kai Martin, he's coming from his wing to centre field and pumps those legs and takes it up over the 30. Doing well here, bringing it out of trouble, Wyong. Dolbell. Williams gives it off. Burriston tries to skip through. Beats Pont, but he can't beat John O'Wright. Dane Lear around the legs. Flipped him off a bit there, but referee Bowen happy that he wasn't in dangerous position. Williams. It's in the hard grubber behind. It's taken by Sheens with relative ease. He's driven backwards by Nathan Clark and Mitch Williams. The Eagles struggling here. They're just getting back now on tackle 2, a lot of their players. We see Kenny Tawada re-enter the field. And that penalty is exactly what the doctor ordered for Erina Eagles. And they'll get an opportunity to kick this one downfield after having trouble getting outside of that red zone. Still remains 6 points to 0. The Wyong Roos leading the Erina Eagles, the home side here at Erina Oval. We've got another player down and another moment of timeout. Not sure who it is down there. Might be Luke Dolbell. He's clutching his ankle. Been littered with timeouts and stoppages this first half here of this Central Coast Rugby League fixture at Erina Oval. Down to about 6.5 minutes remaining. Dolbell regains his feet and goes back in the defensive line. It'll be Lawrence to tap this one. He's got options here going with him. It looks like Tawada wants it the most. And that's who it goes to. He winds up. Pumps those legs. Picks up a good 11 metres. Eventually brought down there by Whiteshaw. Out of the middle, O'Byrne dummies. Goes out the back to Fitzpatrick. Sweeping backline movement. Sheens with the dancing feet across field. But he's brought down by Terence Siusiu. Back in the middle, Dane Lear. Pumps his legs. Picks up about 7 or 8 metres. Tries to milk the penalty and appeals the referee Bowen after the fact. O'Byrne wrapping around. Might have been hit a little bit late there by Dolbell. And referee Bowen's got it. He's played the advantage out. But Dolbell clearly tackled him well after the ball had gone there. Referee Bowen with a timeout here.
No.
Listen to what he's got to say.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine here. Oh, it's fine here. You got the ball or not, you end up in danger. That's the problem. Okay? Sorry. On the ball.
Bell going on report for the late shot there. We heard it from referee Bowen. And Erina, as the clock ticks down into the last couple of minutes of this first half, a prime attacking opportunity. Dane Lear winds up. Can they pull themselves level in the shadows of half time? Trent Pye, big loping stride going forwards, but brought down by Nathan Clark. Fitzpatrick cuts it out to John O'Reilly, who skips back off that right boot this time. Can't quite breach the defence. Pont drops Kenny Tawada back underneath, but Wyong are awake to that move. And rolled Tawada onto his back on tackle 3. Oh, a juggle there, but taken. It's been pulled out, has it? No. So Wyong's got the ball. There's a bit of everything happening there. And Wyong pinned on their own line now. We see Lotte wind up, draws a number of defenders. They're in a defence very compressed. They start to spread out now. Centrone comes in off his wing, almost breaks free, but he's brought down by the ankles by Clements. Gets to play the ball. Burriston to Mantelado to CUC, the cutout ball for Dole Bell. Dole Bell winding up, he's got support both sides. He kicks. CUC leading the chase. If he can get the bounce, he's away here, but it kicks back. And Connor O'Byrne knocks it backwards. He has a look at the referee to see what his decision is there. And he's wrapped up by Josh Mantellato. Just inside the 30-metre line. Came from nowhere there, Connor O'Byrne. Marsden takes it flat-footed. Takes it back into the midfield. Both sides out on their feet here as we approach the half-time hooter. Marsden. Well, he might have gone to lash out there with a boot and thought better of it as we hear the hooter go. And that'll be all she wrote here. It's been an arm wrestle of a first half between the home side, the Erina Eagles, and the ladder-leading Wyong Roos. But it's the Roos who'll go to the sheds at the break. 6-0 leaders. It hasn't necessarily been the prettiest first half of football, but it's got us on the edge of our seats, and the second half will offer plenty more of the same. We'll take a break here on Bar TV Sports. It is the Wyong Roos, the visiting side, 6-0 leading the Erina Eagles at half-time of this Central Coast Rugby League 2's Cup first grade fixture. Welcome back to the second half of this Tooheys Cup Central Coast Rugby League first grade fixture. It is round 18, the final round before finals football, and finals football has come early here at Erina Oval as the third place Erina Eagles take on the ladder leading Wyong Roos. The Roos seeking the minor premiership, the Eagles chasing a second bite at the cherry, and it's neck and neck at the moment. It's 6 points to nil at half time. The Roos leading at the home side, the Erina Eagles, with not much in it, neither side giving an inch nor quarter in the opening half here, and we expect plenty of the same in the second half. As the Roos in the green with the yellow trim and the Eagles in the blue with the white and red trim. The Roos heading from left to right on your screen. The Eagles the right to left, obviously, as Josh Mantellato gets us back underway with a towering kick, and it's reeled in here, and it's going to be a try. Kai Martin gets the bounce, scoots around the outside, runs in and dots it down. You would not read about that. Off their own kickoff, the Wyong Roos have scored and they extend their lead to 10 points to nil. He's renowned for the height on those kicks, Josh Mantellato, and he's used it to great effect there. The Eagles set to receive that kick. We're at 6s and 7s. The ball set up, Kai Martin pounced and scored one of the more unique tries you will see in rugby league. And now to be that man that kicked off the ball, Josh Mantellato, with the opportunity to extend Wyong's lead out to 12 points to nil. And it was one of those tries, and blink and you would have missed it. Kai Martin scores his 8th try of the year. And Josh Mantellato will be lining up, hoping to kick his 98th conversion of the season. It looks like Wyong's bench is down to 3. White Shaw coming past the commentary position at the moment with his right quad heavily iced. That'll be the end of his day, you would think. The Erina Eagles fans giving plenty of special treatment to Josh Mantellato here. I don't think it'll bother him. He shot to fame playing New South Wales Cup with some heckling at that level as a goal kicker. He puts it high, swings it back, and gets the conversion to make it 12 points to nil. The Wyong Roos lead in the early exchange of this second half over the Erina Eagles. The Eagles will have a lot of work to do to come back now. They're unable to cross the stripe in the first half, and we'll be hoping to change that in the opening stages here of this second half. Maybe Sean O'Byrne to get us back underway after that lightning start to the second half from the Eagles. CUC takes it. Nathan Clark winding up from the back fence. Goes across field, runs into Pont and John O'Wright, and can't make it any further. Williams gives it off to Lotte. He's been damaging every time he runs it. The post-contact meter's always strong for Jack Lotte. He's in a bit of trouble here, though. Not what the Roos will want to see. Already down to 3 on the bench, it appears. Lotte in a little bit of trouble there. The two big bodies, Lotte and Tawata, coming together. He's taking his time here. There's been a raft of stoppages in the first half, and the second half starts off no differently. I see the orange shirt trainer from Wyong treating him. He's going to play the ball here. We'll have time back on. Williams goes the short side to Kessler. He spins out the first bit of contact, does well to find his front. Williams again. So it could be Lewis, who's gone back on there with the injury at half time. And there's Lotte again. Looks like he's recovered from that little knock previously. Right, making another effort, goes around the ankles and brings him down. That'll be tackle 5 on the 40-metre line. Lewis goes through early as a blocker. Burriston. Little shot there. Burriston bounces back up. And Drummond brings it back to the 20-metre line, and he spilt it. That's the third time today Erina have cost themselves possession on a kick return. And Wyong, as you can imagine, are up and about now with a perfect opportunity to attack the Erina line and extend their 12-point lead in the first few minutes of this second half at Erina Oval. Williams and CUC just having a little conversation, just scheming around what the game plan is from the back of this set piece. CUC to feed it. Williams off to Burriston. Body's in motion. He finds Rickett. And it's Lewis. He's been strong today. Most notably in defence, but it's done well with the ball in hand as well. Williams. Dummies to Lotte. Goes to CUC. He's got put down cold there by Tane Marn. Erina straight away pounced on it. And they're on the attack, the Eagles. Come the short side. Looks like Drummond carting that one forward with real intent. Tawata. Wrapped up by Clark and Williams around the legs. Fitzpatrick. Gives it off to O'Byrne. Gives it out to Lawrence. That's John O'Wright with the ball, sorry. Clements. Again. Probably the smallest of the Erina Eagles four-pack, but it's got through the most work so far today. O'Byrne gets a tough one to take. Oh, he's brought down by his absolute bootlaces by Williams. And referee Bowen's pinged him there, so he's made a second effort around the leg pull. And a kick for touch here, are they? No, Fitzpatrick taps it. Gives it to Pye. It's wrapped up by two Roos defenders. Pont to Tawata. Out the back to Fitzpatrick. O'Byrne just drops it off his hip to Sheens. Can't find a gap though. Wyong yet to have their line breach today, and they'll be looking to keep it the same way. Fitzpatrick. Dane Lear gets those legs pumping. Great foot speed. Got their width set quite well here. O'Byrne goes back to the right to Fitzpatrick. He dummies, gives it, looks again, but gives it to Sheens, who's coughed it up. Centrone, he does the same. Everyone's caught the drops here. But Dane Marsden cards it back, and that'll be tackle 0 for the Eagles. Only about 10 out from the line. Wind really picking up here at Erina Oval. There's Lear again, trying to reach out, but he's probably about a metre and a bit short of the line. Options both ways. Tawata flat though. They go to the right. Fitzpatrick. O'Byrne. Surrenders himself. Doesn't want to take advantage of running behind his own teammate. Pont at half. He's got Fitzpatrick set to his left. Fitzpatrick. Short ball to Tawata. And he's coughed it up. Erina just really struggling to complete their sets in the red zone here. And a couple of prime attacking opportunities have gone begging. 7 gone in this second half. The Wyong Roos lead the Erina Eagles 12 points to 0. Another player down here. And another timeout. Again, I know we talked about it in the first half. Another reminder, that clock on your screen is just a guide. The match clock here stopping with timeout as opposed to the display clock. And we have time back on from referee Bowen. And Wyong will have a scrum feed on the 10-metre line inside their own defensive end of Erina Oval, the northern end of Erina Oval. There's Mantellato. He breaks through the first one. He's quite tall and strong athlete, Mantellato. Kessler winds up. Almost steps back inside, but can't quite beat Pont. He's then helped out by Lear and Wright. Lotte. It's the first time he probably hasn't picked up any post-contact meters as he meets Tawata and Clements. Williams kicks from inside the 40. It's reeled in by Sheens. Couldn't quite get the bounce towards the touchline he needed there, Mitch Williams, for the 40-20. But he leads his own kick chase, Mitch Williams. And pins Sheens down inside his own 10-metre line. Wyong defence. Showing some real mongrel and intent here. They look to defend their 2-try lead. Oh, a little juggle there from Drummond. And he's coughed it up. And now Erina with the ball back in hand. It's error central the opening 10 minutes of this first half. John O'Wright dancing across field and brought down. That'll be tackle 1. Dane Lear pumps the legs in those bright boots, and that's tackle 2. Neither side giving much of an inch. Only a fortunate bounce that Wyong extended their lead at the start of this second half off their own kick-off. One of the more phenomenal tries you will see. Kenny Tawata winds up again. Wrapped up around the legs. 2 players up around the upper body. It was Clark around his legs. And Lewis up at the top. O'Byrne, he kicks. Inside the 40. Straight down the throat of Manolato. He comes carting it back. Shrugs Pont off, but Pont clips his ankle. He'll play it on the 30 for tackle 1. Spreading it again. Centrone picks up another 12 metres. Lotte pumps those legs. Looks to try and get the arm free. And just keep reversing. Tawata comes in to wrap him up and finishes the tackle off. Need to put plenty of numbers in against Lotte. He's quite strong post contact as we come to CUCU. He's got Clark with him. He goes the short ball to Clark. Fitzpatrick pins him on his back. Williams skips back behind the ruck. Lewis takes a little flat-footed but picks up a couple more metres after receiving the ball. That'll be tackle 5. Williams dummies to CUC. Goes to Burriston. Burriston goes high. Swirling and wobbling that one in the breeze, but Sheens makes no mistake. The kick chase is right on him though and pins him down just out from his own line. Wyong aggressive and fast in their defence. It was a questionable play the ball, but referee Bowen allows him to get on with it. Drummond takes it forward for tackle 3. Yet to get outside their 20. Danny Lawrence takes that one up on tackle 4. And again, a strong tackle. They're pinned inside their 30 on tackle 5 here. Lewis stands. O'Byrne sees a bit of attention from Nathan Clark. Manolato lets that one bounce. Stops it with his boot. He'll take it back across the 30. He winds up that loping step. O'Byrne hits him square in the ribs and pins him on the 30-metre line. Good tackle from Connor O'Byrne. Centrone tries to get on the outside of the second marker in John O'Wright, but can't quite beat him. He's brought down just over the 40-metre line. Very slow ruck there. John O'Wright lucky to get away with that one. Kai Martin. Oh, and he spilt it. It's like someone's covered that ball in Vaseline at half-time. Tawata, the man to dive on it. And he'll play it on tackle 0, just short of the halfway line. Got a player down here this time from the Eagles. It's not a drop ball, it's an injury and a timeout. It's been a war of attrition this game so far. And it's unlikely the final 30 or so minutes will be any different. Bit of banter between former teammates there, Mitch Williams and Kenny Tawata. They know each other quite well. Tawata spent a number of years at Wyong. So see Terence CUC just having a chat to Kai Martin about the lines that he needs him to run. Now the sun's gone behind the clouds. The temperature's really dropped here at Erina Oval. As the sun continues to set, we'd expect that that'll be further the case. Longaroos holding the upper hand here. About 10 gone. leading 12 points to nil over the home side, the Erina Eagles. If the score remains this way, Wyong will be your 2019 Tooheys Cup Central Coast Rugby League minor premiers. And also remember the chance of winning the club championship here today, although a loss in reserve grade may end up costing them. They went down 20 points to 12 in that one. They cut out Tawada. Shoveler brought down. And Stephen Pont trying to beg the referee for some penalties here. Erina knowing they really need to crack the Wyong line soon. They've had plenty of opportunities. Almost gets the arm free there, John O'Wright, but he's back to his feet. Beats another. Eventually wrapped up though, but they can't get him on his back. He's set deep to the left here. O'Byrne. He's got Stephen with him. Goes to Clements instead. He's brought down by Lotte. 7 out from the line. They come to the left. Fitzpatrick. He's got Sheens out the back. That's where he goes. Sheens almost gets there. He said he has. Referee Robbie Bowen says he has. He's happy there was no obstruction. And Erina Eagles open their account through Lewis Sheens. 12 points to 4 with a kick to come. Terence CEC coming out to question him here. If CEC comes out, no, it's going to be Williams. We'll have a little listen in to what they've got to say here.
No, that was all good because the guy that committed to him missed him anyway. No, he goes out to him too. That's all good. Not necessarily, but that guy had no impact on that guy. Yeah.
As we heard there, the defender that he went across, no impact on the the attacker that he went across behind, had no impact on the defensive line. So referee Bowen happy to award the try. We speak of the NRL and New South Wales Cup experience for a number of these players. Referee Robbie Bowen's another one who's refereed up at that level and has come back to Central Coast competition and is one of the top whistleblowers here now. A nice clear explanation of that one. As we see Jake Fitzpatrick line up for his first attempt of the day with a score at 12 points to 4. Fitzpatrick sits third on the point scorers board currently. Strike rate of almost 72%. This one a tough one. We need to bring it back across the face. So he's the left-footed kicker. He just pokes it up and it goes with the wind a little bit. He can't convert that one. The score remains 12 points to 4. The Wyong leading the Erina Eagles here at Erina Oval in this Tooheys Cup Central Coast Rugby League first grade fixture. Wyong taking their time coming back. Mantelado. He'd love to replicate the effort of his first kick of this half where he kicked. Found the ball landing infield and it sat back up for his winger. Goes high again. Towering kickoff. A juggle there by Stephen Pont as he had to cover a lot of ground to take that one. Wouldn't look out of place after taking that one in the outfield. Over in the Ashes series at the moment is Kenny Tawata, the prop, getting in for a scoot out of dummy half. Something a little bit different. Pont, Fitzpatrick. Is it out on the right? So Byrne. The Eagles all of a sudden have a bit of a bounce in their step and they bring it back up to halfway. Come to the left, Fitzpatrick to Clements. Gives it out the back to Fitzpatrick again. They've got numbers on the outside if they can use it. Pye goes on the outside. He's gone into touch there. He tried to offload it back infield. Luke Drummond, but couldn't quite get it away. It sat on his hip as he rolled into touch. And touch judge right on the money there. Strong cover defence. From Luke Dolbell, but he's holding his knee. Another one getting some attention. Probably a shorter list who hasn't had attention from the trainers so far today. It's been a very physical and willing battle so far. We'll now see Terence CUC feed the scrum for Wyong. 13 gone in this second half. The Roos leading 12 points to 4. See who feeds it. It comes out the back. Williams gives it off to Kessler. He's been impressive since he's come off the bench. Got through his work with no fuss. Lewis. He's responsible for the hit of the day earlier. And he nearly sent the opposition fullback Lewis Sheens into next week. What's happened here? A little bit of confusion. Didn't seem like anyone knew what was going on. But referee Bowen's blown a penalty. And Wyong will go into the attacking half. A little bit of running conversation there with Josh Minolato, referee Rob Bowen. So starting for Jake O'Mealy, warming back up. Josh Minolato's nearly kicked that one backwards. Kicked up about 4 metres in the end, which looked generous from the touch charge. Rickett taps it, gives it off to Kessler. Williams to Lewis. Lewis, he's got Minolato with him, but he holds on, takes it forward to halfway. Options here. Molan takes this one forward. Stocky runner is Brock Molan. Come to CUCU. Dummies to Clark. Goes himself. Tries to beat Tawada. He does. He gets the arm free. Does very well there. Williams looks for a runner back inside, but has no one with him. They're all on his left. Ends up getting tackled instead. Molan at dummy half. Goes to Burrison, who skips back against the grain. The defenders are up to his game, though. And he's tackled for tackle 5 by Ben Stephen. Williams to CUCU, who chips in behind the line. Found on the chest of Kai Martin, but he can't quite get it down. Referee Bowen says he's actually lost it as he's tried to roll forward and place it. And so we're going to have changeover. 10 out from the try line. So Shoveler carting that one forward. Mop of blonde hair, quite easy to spot. Go across field. No burn the 5'8", taking that one into contact. A few tiring forwards. So Oliver Clements is probably the one tireless worker so far for the Eagles. He's been at the centre of everything for them. So Ben Stephen finds his front, gets a quick play of the ball. They go to the right edge. O'Byrne gives it off. John O'Wright. Defence converges on him quickly. Tries to get the arms free, but Burriston's having none of that. Go the short side. So we can see Toby Elliott now on the field for the Eagles. As we get down to 20 minutes remaining in this Central Coast Rugby League first grade fixture. Centrone. That's a bit of a juggle there as he picks that one up. It scoots out and picks up another 10 metres. Referee Bowen tells him to go back after he's tried to steal a couple of metres there. Centrone will play it. Martin gives it off to Rickett. He's caught a little flat-footed and only picks up a few metres. See the remaining subs for Wyong warming up again. Molan punches through, almost gets through the other side, but he's dragged down by Toby Elliott. Starting to get a roll on here. Nathan Clark cuts back into the ruck and goes at Tyler O'Brien. Burriston pinned this one deep down into the corner. He wanted to sit up a little bit in the in-goal. Beats Drummond. He might be pinned in the in-goal here. He's going to have a lot of work to do. Just skidded on a bit from him. And Wyong with a great result here, and they'll force a repeat set. So Jake O'Mealy, of course, the son of Mark, getting ready to go. He had a strong first up impact. See if he can repeat that to bring the game home here for the Wyong Roos. They do lead by 8. But if Erina were to score next, it'd certainly be an interesting finish on our hands. Wyong, though, they're in prime attacking position here. What can Erina do with this dropout? It'll be O'Byrne. He's taken all their restarts so far today. He's got a decent boot on him. Wobbling, bouncing. But no match there. Tane Marn read that one well. And he'll take it back. At 22 out from the line. 10 in from this Western touch line. See you to Nathan Clark. Yet to see Dylan Clark out there. Interesting to see if they throw him into the fray soon, the fresh legs. There's Kessler. He's played quite a solid middle stint. So you see Williams scoot out. Gives it off to Lewis. He's brought down by Stephen and Pye. Only a couple out from the line. CUC is set to the right. He takes them on. Skips back into the midfield. Slips under that first tackle. Can't beat the second though, and they hang on the Eagles. Pye brings him to ground with a little help from Elliott. They go to left. Williams grubbers one in. Been knocked on by Erina there. Looks like Toby Elliott as he's tried to reel that one in, and the Roos will have another set attacking the Erina Eagles line here as the clock starts to tick down into the back end of this fixture. See the sun starting to appear again. Shadows a long way across the ground now. What can the Erina defence conjure here? Wyong don't require anything too fancy. Looks like we've got time out. Player down in back play in the in goal. Hard to make out from that position exactly who it is. Wyong certainly with the upper hand in the minor premiership battle. The entrance there taking on Ourimbah as we speak, and a slip up here from Wyong would give them the opportunity to seize first place in that week off. Have the Roos setting now. They'll have the scrum feed 10 out from the line. CUC feeds it. Williams to the left. Kessler with another run. Set out in the back line there. Come back to the midfield. Molan drives towards the line. He's brought down a couple short. He's trying to fight for the quick play of the ball. He doesn't quite earn it. Williams. CUCU. He tries to carry a couple over himself, but he's not going to get there. Pye's wrapped him up. They set both edges. Which way will they go? Do they take the short side or do they go back to the middle? Williams back to the middle. Drops Lewis underneath him. Plenty of attention though. 4 or 5 tacklers from Erina in there. Led by Clements. Williams goes wide to the left. Molan to Burriston. They've got the numbers here if they can use it. Burriston can't quite get the arm free. He's wrapped up by O'Byrne. Tackle 5. Where do they go here? CUC is set to the middle. They go to the blind side. Williams gives it off to Rickett. He's going to try and go himself, but he's stopped. A great defensive set there by the Erina Eagles. But the hard work far from done as they trail here 12 points to 4 with about 15 minutes remaining. They really need to be the next to score, the Eagles. But they're going to have to go 90 metres to do so. They cart that one forward, the Eagles. And Stephen. Looks like Tyler O'Brien taking that one forward on tackle 2. I was mistaken, that's O'Brien with it now. It was actually Dane Marsden on tackle 2. The Eagles having some energy injected by Toby Elliott out of dummy half. So up to the 40 on tackle 4. Fitzpatrick, O'Byrne, he kicks early. Charge down there by a Wyong player, but a player in front of him's played at the ball. So there'll be a penalty to the Eagles. They couldn't have asked for much more than that at that point in the match. As we see Jake O'Mealy enter the fray for Jake Lewis. Fitzpatrick kicks that one into touch, finds touch on the 40-metre line. The Eagles will be looking for their second try of the afternoon and to get them within striking distance of the Wyong here. Danny Lawrence taps it, gives it to Elliott. He gives it on. It's like Ben Stephen with that one. John O'Wright meets the defence. They drive him a metre backwards. Molan nice and low. Stephen with the tip on. Gives it to Clements, but he has nowhere to go as the defence converge on him. Options set both sides, the full width of the park for the Eagles. They come to the left. They burn out the back. He's missed everyone. Shoveler picks it up. Williams continue to wrestle, trying to get the ball free. Couldn't quite get it though. Sheens to Fitzpatrick, to Clements, to O'Brien. He's caught flat again. Been a couple of times now O'Brien's been caught flat at the line. Just over in that pass step and had to pull up. Players set both sides. They go to the right. Fitzpatrick goes to O'Byrne. He kicks in behind. Mantelado slips through both his own teammates and the Eagles defenders. And grabs that one. Another set defended away. Here's O'Mealy. Pumps those legs. Gets himself out to about 16 metres out from the line. Centrone. There's a little dart down the blind side. CSC sends it the blind side again. Rickett. Can't quite get free of the clutches of John O'Wright. Nathan Clark heads back in under the ruck. Pinned on his back by Wright and Elliott. Elliott, a strong tackle count already. Both tangled up there. Might have been lucky to get away with that, Elliott. As Burriston kicks it deep and centre field. Drummond winds up the big body. Driven backwards in the final contact. Runs into the right shoulder of O'Mealy. O'Mealy again with another tackle there. LaRue's tiring a little bit. The fresh injection of O'Mealy's been good so far. And there he is for a third tackle in a row. Great work from the front rower. Short ball pie. So as he go at CSC and comes off second best there. The strong defender spent plenty of time in the middle of the park. Looks like we'll see the final of the 34 players on today's roster coming onto the field as we see Dylan Clark getting ready. Pulled out there, 2-on-1. Silly stuff from Nathan Clark. Rookie mistake there. Definitely 2 in the tackle. Nathan Clark not happy. I don't think he realised that his teammate Brock Mullen was around the legs. And the Eagles, 12 to go here. They trail by 8. Is this the opportunity they're looking for? Surely they'll kick for touch here. Fitzpatrick, yep. Just try and pick up a few metres. And he'll pick up about, 20 metres. And they'll take the ball attacking from the 20-metre line. Be Shoveler to tap it. He goes to Elliott. Again. Tyler O'Brien struggling to time his run. A little over-enthusiastic. He's pinned by Mitch Williams. Go to the right, O'Byrne. He goes to John O'Wright. Tries to skip to the outside, but Burriston's more than up to his measure. Stephen out the back. Gets the ball away to O'Brien. Good offload there. O'Brien tries to rush to play the ball and spills it. Another chance for the Eagles to get back into this arm wrestle goes begging as the clock ticks down to 10 minutes. It's the Wyong 12, leading the Erina Eagles 4. Wyong will be quite happy now with ticking down under 10 minutes just to slow this one down. Take their time. They'll be in no rush. And their opponents need 2 tries to get back into this one. What is it the Eagles can muster? Both sides looking a little disinterested here in terms of getting back into this scrum and getting it set. No one in a rush. At 9 to go here at Erina Oval in this to his Cup Central Coast first grade fixture. There's Jared Kessler with another run. He's going to see Nathan Clark come from the field to be replaced by Dylan Clark. O'Mealy. Strong defensive contact there from the man that made the error just before Tyler O'Brien. Josh Manolato getting involved, carting it forward. As much intent as any of the forwards. Rickett. Rickett plays it to Williams. Williams decides to go for a run himself. Almost pokes his head through, but he can't beat Toby Elliott. It'll be tackle 5. Where do they go here? They come to Siu. He kicks. Finds a space between fullback and winger. The bounce, not the kindest, but the second one is for Sheens. Tries to poke through between the two defenders, but he can't quite get there, and he's brought down for tackle 1. Drummond. He goes for a scoot. Doesn't get too far. Shoveler. Wyong sitting on their heels in defence. They're looking like they're hitting the wall. The coach, Anthony Clark, will certainly be hoping that's not the case. He doesn't want them to go to sleep now. Minor premiership up for grabs here for the Wyong, the visiting side. Fitzpatrick skips across. Sees the winger drop back Shoveler. Drummond winds up. Brought down there by Kai Martin. I'm told by the Wyong that he goes by the nickname The Gamer, Kai Martin. Sloppy pass there. Kick by O'Byrne. Manolato with all day to work with. Winds up, carts it over the 30. Straight back at the 40. Runs into the strong shoulder of Tyler O'Brien. But Wyong will start this set from almost halfway. Centrone with another scoot. He's come in for plenty of work today. Looks like he might not have continued early in the game, but he's bounced back, overcome his knee knock. Now we see Molan. O'Brien wraps him up around the shoulders. Williams comes to Dylan Clark for his first hit up of the match. Gets plenty of attention there from Clements and Stephen. They come to the right through CUC. He's got O'Mealy with him. He dummies. Pye. And O'Brien close the gap on him. Another player down for treatment here. Looks like Pye's come off second best after trying to wrap up CUC as he tried to squeeze through there. Terrence CSC to play this one. About 20 out from the attacking try line. They come to the right-hand side. Williams. That was tackle 5. It'll be 6, so it'll be a change over there. I don't think Mitch Williams knew that was the last. Clock ticks down. Just under 8 minutes remaining here at Erina Oval. Plenty on the line here, as we said. A win for Wyong will see them secure the minor premiership. A loss for the Eagles, likely see them slip to 4th a week out from finals. Play elimination football next week, vice versa. And these two sides will clash next week, with the Eagles finishing 3rd and Wyong slipping to 2nd, with the entrants likely to snag the minor premiership. Both sides looking absolutely exhausted after this war of attrition so far. 74 gone. As we see Clements get the offload away, they swing it to the right. Martin up in strong defence there on Shoveler. Erina looking like they're a little bit devoid of options at the moment. Elliott to O'Brien to Fitzpatrick with a floating cutout ball. Lawrence takes it up to halfway, but that'll be tackle 5. A long way from points, the Eagles. What can they bring here? O'Byrne kicks inside. Sheen's in front of the kicker for sure. That's Fitzpatrick, actually. And yeah, touch judge has given referee Bowen the tip there. He's a good couple of metres offside. Fitzpatrick, and he's done his team no favours by kicking that one away as we tick down to 5 minutes remaining here at Erina Oval. And a lot of work to do for the Eagles here. The Roos will be happy to watch the clock tick down. At 20 points, at 12 points to 4, sorry. They lead by 8 here. Taking their time. Gamesmanship by Jared Kessler there, slowing the ball down. Manolato will kick for touch from about 33 out from his own line. No one back. Well, Drummond drops back now. Doesn't go overly aggressive. Just picks up about 17 metres. Dolbell the man that'll likely take out the leading try scorer for the Tui's Cup this year. Carts that one forward. He's 21 tries. Barring an absolute haul from a couple of the entrance players that trail him by 6 or so. They've got 4 of the top 6 try scorers in this side, Wyong. They've been potent with the ball in hand this year. This will be one of their lowest scores so far in season 2019. Coach Anthony Clark won't mind that if they walk away with the W. As they scoot down the blind side, Williams has given it off. Burriston toes it in behind. And Chris Centrone picks it up around his bootlaces and dives over. And that'll be all she wrote. That'll be the minor premiership for the Wyong Roos. As referee Bowen points to the spot and awards that one. And Wyong extend their lead out to 16 points to 4 with a kick to come. And less than 5 minutes remaining here at Erina Oval. That extends their lead out to 12, and I can't see Erina scoring more than twice more, considering they'll only have about 2 minutes to work with by the time Mantellato has his attempt. Josh Mantellato will be lining up for an attempt at his 99th successful conversion of the season. So he's going to fall just short of that magical 100 mark prior to the finals in the regular season. Still a phenomenal effort from Wyong. That said, he'll have an extremely tough job to convert this one from wide out on the eastern sideline here at Erina Oval. Good reward for Chris Centrone there to get across the stripe. He's been an absolute workhorse for the Roos today. Been a pretty solid team effort. No one absolutely standing out for them, but if you had to pick, he'd be up there amongst the numbers. The Eagles. The Eagles will have their work cut out for them. They'll now head into an elimination semi-final clash likely, dependent on results against Kincumber next weekend. While the Roos will have earned themselves a deserved week off. Mantellato lines this one up from out wide. Strikes it well, brings it back around, but can't quite get it there enough, so the score remains 16 points to 4. Only a couple of minutes remaining here at Erina Oval. It'll be a minor miracle for the Eagles to come back here. A draw will be enough for Wyong to snare the minor premiership. Well, they go for the short kick-off here. It'll be a difficult thing to execute with a bit of wind behind them. Swirling. No burn. No, he decides to go deep. Burriston gives it off. Still Clark. One of the smallest front rowers you'll see winding it back up from the in-goal. Doesn't give an inch. O'Mealy pumps the legs, gets through the line. Can't beat the second attempt to tackle though. Around the legs O'Brien. Over the top Clements and Elliott. Elliott's been a good find for the Eagles since he's come on. Played well and added some energy. Molan takes it forward almost to the 40. They just look to play time and territory here. Terence CSC decides to go himself. Certainly hasn't shirked the hard stuff today. Burriston drills that one down. Beats Sheens. It might roll dead yet. No, sits up in the in-goal. Sheens with the work to do to come out. And he finds his way back into the field of play, but they're going to have to go 95 metres to score here, the Eagles. Can't be long left. As the hooter goes, and that'll be all she wrote here. 16 points to 4. The Wyong Roos run out winners over the Erina Eagles. That'll see the Wyong Roos minor premiers for 2019 in the Central Coast first grade competition. The standouts today for the Roos. Most probably Centrone and Burriston for mine. Mitch Williams is always good in the middle. Plenty of their middle forwards got through plenty. Honourable mention to Oliver Clements from the Eagles. Played the 80 out in the middle, throwing above his weight. But as I said, full time, 16 points to 4. Wyong Roos run out winners and minor premiers here at Erina Oval. That's all she wrote on Bar TV Sports for today. Make sure to tune in next week for the finals action here in the Central Coast Rugby League Tooheys Cup. I've been Chris McPherson. Thanks for joining us today. And again, just wrapping up 16 points to 4. Wyong Roos running out winners over the Erina Eagles.